I'm going to explain to you what we have in terms of the skill solutions from IYS and the use cases of them. We have the skills taxonomy and the skills profiler. These are the core offerings from us. The skills taxonomy is like a competency library. Maybe it's more exhaustive than that. The skills taxonomy covers the skills in the different industries and functions. And then the skills are organized in terms of the hard skills and soft skills. The hard skills include knowledge, that is, of concepts, methods, process, and so on. It includes tools, technologies, domain expertise, certifications, and activities also. The soft skills include the cognitive skills, the people skills, and so on. Let's look at the hard skills for a particular role. Now, the skills have been organized around roles, right? So, let's say I want to create a skills profile of a business analyst. Now, when we talk about skills profile, it could be of a candidate, it could be for a job, it could be for students also. Now, here we have organized the various skills which are required for a business analyst. So, this itself gives us a good idea of the various skills which might be there for a business analyst, which is required. This has been garnered through AI, and also human intelligence has been applied on top of it. Now, one can rate the skills proficiency. It could be for the particular job, or it could be that of an individual, right? The individual can also, manager may rate, or the individual may rate on the self appraisal, and so on. Now, there are layers to it wherever applicable. Uh, for example, in the case of tools, we have the different tools, and we want to know which tool the person is familiar with. So this also has different layers depending upon the particular skill, right? Now, one can actually then indicate the various skills within the hard skills. Now, as we see here, we also have the domain. Maybe we want to understand which domain the person has applied the knowledge related to business analyst or the experience related to business analyst. Like in the other case, we have the various knowledge related to the particular domain. Now, whenever there is something which is not there and somebody wants to include it, that is also possible by way of entering the particular skill which may or may not be there. They can add those skills to the particular area. Then we also have the certifications. Like this, we can capture the various aspects of the particular position, role, or for the individual. Then we come to the soft skills. The soft skills has cognitive, technical skills, or the behavioral skills, language proficiency, artistic, creative skills, workforce effectiveness. And under the cognitive skills, we have the different skills there, and also explanations have been given. And again, here they can go and rate and give also comments to the different skills they may have. Now, again, I'm just walking through. So in this process, we can create a skills profile, which is a structured representation of the various skills and like areas, domains, soft skills, and so on. As I mentioned earlier, this skill taxonomy covers different areas. For example, it could be life sciences, it could be finance. So there are different areas which have been covered within the taxonomy. Let us now look at the use cases of the skills profile. We will take first the use case of in the case of recruitment, right? So in recruitment, what we do normally is we create a JD, and here instead of a JD, we enable people create a job skills profile where they can define the various skills required. In the same way, the skills profile, like the earlier way we did for the business analyst. So let's say we are going to hire for a business analyst, and we have created a skills profile for a business analyst role. So this has the various skills and the proficiency levels in those skills. Once we have created the skills profile for a particular job, that can be sent to the candidates for them to do a sort of assessment. We send the role skills profile as a link to the potential candidates. What are we trying to do here? We are trying to make the individual apply his mind into the various requirements and also indicate what skills they have and what is their proficiency level. We are trying to do a couple of things. We are trying to eliminate the cumbersome or textual form of resumes which are voluminous and can have lots of deficiencies there. Or sometimes people do not see the requirements but generally apply without even seeing the requirements fully. So by also getting the people to substantiate, we can differentiate between the quality responses and so on. So we are now getting the input of the various applicants in a standard form across the applicants. So that makes it very easy for us to also crunch information on the skills. Let's say the different applicants have applied for the business analyst role. We would be immediately able to get. We can't do this in the case of resumes because they are in a very textual form and there are various challenges resumes pose. Since we are very focused in a structured way of a skills representation, we can now see who are the various candidates, what is their percentage match, which candidate is better off on what skills, who is not better off on what skills, and make trade-off between candidates. Today, most of the time, in recruitment we either accept a resume or reject a resume, which is very binary and wrong. Here we are actually making trade-off based on the various skills we have. So this is one way of making the process of recruitment faster and also improve the quality of it. So this is on the recruitment side. Now let's take another use case of the organization where we have the employees beyond recruitment. So first of all, we can create the employee skills profile. Now, when we do this, there are different options here. Apart from saying the employee can do a self appraisal, they also have a manager appraisal or manager giving feedback. It could also be that we can have peer request. A person can get information from other people as to what skills they feel they are good at and so on. So this is a simple example of a employee's skills profile. So this can be created. Again, we can create different layers on top of it. Like for example, we want to do periodically, we want people to assess and so on. Now, one again for the various roles, likewise, we can have the skills defined. This will enable us in terms of knowing what skills and what are required. The same skills profile can be also used for recruitment purpose. For example, logistics analyst, we are defining the various skills and the proficiencies. Now, what HR can do is democratize the process of creation of the role skills profile, define which roles needs to be defined, the skills profile needs to be created by whom. For example, we may have a supply chain manager defining the skills and the proficiencies for a logistics analyst. Likewise, for HR in recruitment, it might be a HR manager or a recruitment manager. So, in the output of the skills profiling of the employees, and we would have, and the job skills profile, we would have a rich data set of the skills of the roles and the employees. From that, we would be able to do different kinds of analysis. So, for example, we may do a high level inventory of the skills of the employees in the organization. We would get to know who are the various employees having what skills, what is the average proficiency level, how many employees are there in a particular skill, what is their proficiency level, how many employees are there at what proficiency level. If we want to drill down to a micro level to understand the skills profile of the particular individual or the individuals, we can do that. Then we can go and look at do a slicing and dicing based on different things. For example, in knowledge sharing or getting people together with different kinds of skills, we can do a search on skills. And if we want to analyze based on the organization unit or roles, the slicing and dicing of the various skills can be done. Then we have the skill gap of the employees. To do a skill gap analysis, For example, if we have an accountant role and there are, let's say, three employees or two employees in the particular role, we can compare the different employees and what are their skills against the required skills, and therefore what are the gaps in the skills. This way, we can do a thorough analysis at a individual level, at a role level within the organization, or even a skill gap. And now, in the organization skills gap, we would be able to understand the various skills. It's a consolidation of the skills gaps of individuals, where we can now analyze which skills we are strong in, where we are weak, who are the employees who are weak, and therefore what skills we need to train on, who are the people we need to train, and other such decisions can be taken in a data driven manner. Now, best fit is nothing but when we want to do a resource planning to say, okay, we have a position which is going to get vacant or become vacant. Who are the employees who are closest fit to this particular role based on their skills? And then we can decide whether they can be moved into this role or not. Or maybe if we don't have anybody, then we can decide to hire for that position. So this makes it easy for us to do internal recruitment. It is better utilization of the resources within the organization. So these are some of the use cases related to the skills profile.